Alrighty guys, let's make some sauerkraut, the best place to start when it comes to fermenting vegetables. Okay, we've got some cabbage here that we've washed in warm water and vinegar. Again, that's that sterilizing principle that we talked about before. We're wiping the slate clean so that we can inoculate our cabbage or our ingredients in our sauerkraut with probiotics in a moment. Now, you can use all parts of the cabbage here. You don't need to start peeling off the outer layers. You can also use a food processor if you want to make this quick. I'm going to show you guys just how I do it at home normally. So just shred the cabbage as finely as you need it. Okay, probably got enough there. And then what I want you to do is chop the dill. Dill adds a really nice cooling, almost liquidy, licoricey flavour to our sauerkraut. And it also gives it a nice look as well. Okay, so we've done that. Now we want to mix up the dill with the cabbage because we want a nice even spread of flavours across here. So we've got everything there. The next thing we need is a vessel to put it in. So we've got the jar here. I'm going to put that there. So we've got the jar there. We're going to begin putting our cabbage and dill, our future sauerkraut, into the jar. Now at this point you're probably thinking, well, it would be a lot easier if the jar was bigger, and it's true. So if you can, try and find a nice big jar with a wide mouth so that you can fit your whole hand in there. It does make it easier. I'm just showing you on a smaller scale today so that you guys can really see what it's like. Really press down the cabbage because remember, when you add in our little probiotics, they're going to chew up these fibers and naturally your batch will actually sink a little. Okay, so you can afford to really pack it in there. I'm happy with that. So that's nice. It looks quite good. You can see all those different colors there. Got the dill. Fantastic. So this is our medium now. Okay, so this is our media upon which we're going to grow our probiotics. Now the next thing is, where do our probiotics come from? Well, to do that, we're going to mix up a little potion. We're going to mix up our inoculant. Okay, so we've got some plain old water here. And we're going to add in some apple cider vinegar. Just a nice big drab. The reason I use apple cider vinegar is because it does contain a wide array of different nutrients alongside the different probiotics that we know are safe and strong, and it'll actually work on fermenting the cabbage pretty much straight away. They're very quick. I'll also add in a teaspoon of nice pink Himalayan salt, as you can see here. So we are sort of incorporating and embracing both the saline method that we've spoken of before and also the culture starter method, which is where we're actually inoculating our vegetables. So mix that up. We've got about a cup of water to this batch. This all depends on the size of your batch. So obviously if you've got a larger jar, you are going to need a little bit more water. The key is though, or one thing to remember is though, as we pour this in, pick up the salt at the bottom. Now you're probably noticing that the water levels don't actually rise all the way over the veggies, and that's actually fine. Okay, now with the saline method, if you were just using salt, you would need the water to go all the way over the vegetables because you're controlling that environment for a long enough time for the good bacteria to grow. What we're doing is we're washing probiotics all over our vegetables by doing this. So that water is just passing around the jar, as you can see. And the probiotics from the apple cider vinegar and the beautiful minerals from the salt and the cleansing effect of the salt is washing all over our vegetables, and therefore we can get away with much less liquid. It actually ends up being easier to get your vegetables out, and it ends up just being a nicer ferment. So there you go. That is Sauerkraut 101, one of the easiest things you can make. And I hope I was able to show you then just how simple it actually is. We're going to leave this for around 2 weeks in summer, or even 1 week if you're a little bit of a beginner and you only want a soft flavor. Leave it for a week to 2 weeks in summer, and even up to 3 to 4 weeks in winter. Now, I'll also point out to you that I've actually left ferments like this while I've been traveling overseas for around 3 to 4 months at room temperature, and have come back to them, and they're completely safe and they're very, very tasty. Okay, so that's Sauerkraut 101.